We're talking about Soulja Boy. So, Soulja Boy is someone who I just want him to just be an honest businessman. That's all. If he was selling his own video game console with emulators and no video games on it, like no, games that aren't licensed by him, I wouldn't care. I would not care at all if Soulja Boy was just doing that alone, right? If he was just selling the consoles with emulators and then, licensed, maybe there are a few games on there, they were licensed. Other companies have done that before. That's not, even though, well, I don't want to say that they put emulators on it, but they did license games before to put on either multi-carts or reprints. Obviously, we have that Metal Storm reprint that I'm going to be talking about a little bit later. So I have no problem with someone being an honest business person. And in no way am I saying that his rap game was not honest, right? He was good at rap. I didn't really listen to his songs, minus, Crank That. But I've obviously I heard that, because who didn't, right? Back in the day. But still, I'm not trying to knock him as a rapper. I'm just knocking him as a businessman. And frankly, the fact that, because if you're wondering, well, what did he do now? Well, Soulja Boy is holding a raffle, if you will. Now, let's remember that Soulja Boy, a guy who claims, oh, I've sold all these systems, they're amazing, we can't even keep them on our storefront shelves, right, is now saying, hey, how about you donate to me, and if you do, then I will actually give you one of these, one of our either consoles, which, remember, are still technically illegal unless his new consoles that are out don't have, the one that looks like a PSP. Putting aside the fact that it looks like a PSP. If there's no games on there, okay, but still, he's refusing to give those away with donations, as well as a free Soulja watch. So he's just saying, I will pick a random donator who sends the largest donation. Not even saying it will be picked at random. It's if you send the largest donation and give you a free Soulja watch and Soulja console, and then tweet me when you're done, which I guess is a way to, keep the ball rolling on the social media, which it's not bad social media game to say tweet me after doing something like this. Obviously, people do stuff like this all the time with Gleam.io. We're even looking into doing something like that in the future, have a good way for a channel. So in no way am I saying giveaways are a problem. Granted, Gleam.io, you don't pay us for it. And also, in no way am I saying that it's a problem if a YouTuber has a Patreon, again, like we have a Patreon, a YouTuber has a Patreon, and depending on what tier it is, they give away like a free retro game or something like that. Or, like a medallion or some kind of pin or some kind of like 3D modeled custom figure or something. I'm not saying that's a problem. So I know some of you out there are immediately going to be like, so then you're a hypocrite. Why Soulja Boy and why not these other YouTubers? It's about scale, guys. It's about scale. Soulja Boy, someone who's worth millions of dollars, and yes, I know worth doesn't always equate what you actually have in the bank account, but someone who's worth millions of dollars, someone who gets residuals on all of his past albums. As far as I know, he gets residuals on those. So when they're played on Spotify, he gets money. Maybe not all of that, of course, because his record label's in there, but he gets money from Spotify and other corporations as well that play his music. So, or sell his music. So if he's getting all that, and then he's selling these on the side, again, according to him, he sold out. So why is he sitting here saying, hey, give me money, give me the largest donation, and then I will give these to you? Like, I'm not sitting here infuriated, like, oh, how dare you? But just, what are you doing, dude? Like, apparently you, like, and look, if someone doesn't want to say it's a donation, because technically it's a giveaway, if you will, it's a raffle, still, it's just like, dude, what are you doing? That's the thing. Like, the reason why I continuously talk about this, and again, I will never say again to you guys, I want to apologize to you guys. I will never say again, I will not talk about Soulja Boy news. I will never say that ever again. I will just talk about it until I'm done, and then if it crops up again, we'll talk more about it. But something like this just had me go, oh God. Like, because since the last video, I thought, oh, we're good for now. There's not going to be anything else. And then the second, I think it was like the same day or later on that day that we recorded Matt Rants, boom, all of a sudden, this all came out. Now, if you think this is the only thing, like, Matt, you're making a big nothing burger out of this, again, other YouTubers do this. Well, here's a question. Do other YouTubers say that on their next console, because, a bunch of YouTubers releasing consoles out there, that on their next console, Fortnite will be on it? Because Soulja Boy alleges that Fortnite will be on his next console. Yes, he actually said out loud, I want to make sure I got the podcast right. Because he did go on a podcast and he said, yeah, so sorry, it was an interview with DJ Academics. Wow. Wow, oh God, I'm an idiot. DJ Academics as Soulja Boy if Epic Games' Fortnite was currently one of the games included on the Soulja console. And granted, yes, he was asked this, but Soulja Boy could have easily been like, well, it is not currently on the table, but I would love to speak to Epic Games about this. Like, I'm not saying that he can't talk about this in the future, but he said, yes, we're working on it. Not this one, but on the next one you can. Again, at first, if he just said we're working on it, to be fair, I don't think I'd be talking about this. But when he said, no, it's going to be. First of all, by the way, Soulja Boy's also said that his current console supports 800 PS4 games. Now, I'm not going to read the specs off to you guys. I don't know if you guys are either huge fans of that or if you guys have probably already seen other videos comparing the specs on the Soulja game consoles, specifically other videos that are focusing on the fact that they're not really his game consoles. Of course, we already know this, but still. So even before they were the Soulja game consoles, people looking at like the PvP Lite 3000, I actually have one of those, funnily enough, and looking at those and being like, oh, this is trash. And then Soulja Boy's like, oh yeah, of course it is, pay me hundreds of dollars for it. So anyway, yeah, he's trying to say that Fortnite is going to be on this. Thankfully, Epic Games got on this so quick. Epic Games literally responded, let me see here, looking at the articles, I want to make sure they responded within, how many days? I want to say it was within at least 2 days. And they responded by saying, no, it's not going to be, no, Soulja Boy, no, it will not. And again, remember, Soulja Boy took down, because if you guys haven't been following this, remember that after, or maybe you just heard that he made some bootleg game consoles or something. Remember that Soulja Boy took down his consoles at first. Then he ended up saying, on Twitter, I had to boss up. Essentially saying, hey, I had to, some would say man up. I essentially had to adult up, right? And realize, okay, we have to take these down. Then comes back with this, and then of course we have Nintendo in the background not saying anything directly about Soulja Boy and his consoles, but they are starting a mega lawsuit, and you do wonder out of those 100 names that they mentioned if Soulja Boy's name may be on that list. So anyway, looking at this, let's see here. It was, Epic Games said, no, you can't play Fortnite on a rooted or jailbroken device due to anti-cheat measures. Oh, that hurt. Oh, God. He could have just said no. This was senior PR manager Nick Chester. Oh, wow. That actually hurt more than I thought. Oh, God. Because I had seen articles where they didn't use the whole quote. Ooh. Okay. All right, so that one hurt even me. Like, despite what I think about Soulja Boy, that one went for the chest. Yeah, so and because again, if you guys don't know, these emulators, installing Fortnite on them, not only can I, again, specs wise, I don't think you could even run it, but it's the fact that they are considered, like, there are emulators on there, so it wouldn't be a legit, I mean, I guess someone would argue no, but Android, so perhaps, but even then, even if you argue no, Fortnite could, even if it couldn't run well, it could still technically legally be played through maybe like an Android app on at least one of these clone consoles. It's just funny to have a PR manager being like, no, it does not work on jailbroken consoles. It's just, So anyway, Soulja Boy, look, again, for any of you guys who, and I mentioned this last time, but there's always going to be someone who's going to say, you're giving him attention. Why are you giving him this attention? Giving him this type of attention just means that you're giving him what he wants. But I think, like, no one, I don't know, just like when anyone commits a crime, which, yes, Soulja Boy has committed a crime. When anyone commits a crime, I never hear someone talk to news organizations and be like, why are you giving them the attention that they just want? It's like, well, you have to report that it's a crime. I mean, yes, in certain cases, you do want to make sure that you don't put the criminal's name out there a bit too much, because it does seem to glorify them in a way and make others want to do it. But in this case, I disagree, because it's a crime, yes, but it's not as if anyone has gotten hurt over this necessarily, physically hurt or mentally hurt or anything like that. It's not like, this is one of those types of crimes. So, in my opinion, I think that it's not the biggest of deals to bring this up, to bring his name up as much as we do. And I mean, we, not just me, of course, there is an entire YouTube community that does talk about him. And we have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that, yes, that is true. But again, I just don't feel as if we have to sit here and be like, oh, let's not talk about him. That gives him attention. It's like, no, that lets him get away with his crimes and be another celebrity, another rich celebrity. I'm not saying he's part of the top 0.1%, but he has a lot of money to his name right now. And I'm not saying he didn't earn that originally, but now he's clearly not earning that legitimately. So you look at this, and I just personally think that there's a reason why we do this. It's because it's to keep people accountable, and it's to keep Soulja Boy accountable for what he's doing, because we should not just be able to let this kind of get swept under the rug and not talk about it. Like, oh, we don't need to talk about it. Well, who's going to talk about it? Who's actually going to talk about, retro games on these consoles? Because apparently when he goes on frickin' podcasts and other people who talk about him on Twitter, not everyone, but some people that do, who aren't in the community, don't know that he's bootlegging this stuff. So they say, like, oh, he's a businessman, just doing business. And then in people's comment sections on Twitter, you have a bunch of people, I mean like 99 to 1, being like, no, that's bootleg and that's wrong, and you should know that before you just talk about Soulja Boy and supporting his business. So, again, I feel like if we weren't there talking about this, it was like, shush, don't spread that because he wants it. It's, the attention. It's negative attention. Not all publicity is good publicity. Some people would make you believe that, but I think that specifically in this case, it is not one of those situations. So what I do want to hear, though, is tell me what you think down below. Do you think that Fortnite will eventually be on Soulja Boy's console? Do you also think that what Soulja Boy's doing, the raffle thing? Who cares, right? Anyone should be able to do that, including Soulja Boy. Which I'm not saying that legally he shouldn't be able to do that. I'm just saying that it just comes off as a sort of a slap in the face when you claim that you're selling as many consoles as you are and you're making as much money as you are. It doesn't come off as, it's not a giveaway. It's not a free giveaway if you are charging people for it and telling them, give me the large donation, not, hey, give me $1, any part of this, any person in this raffle donating counts. He's not even saying that. He's saying, yo, if you give me the largest donation, I will definitely give it to you, which is just like, it's just wrong. I just don't like it. So, but again, tell me what you guys think down below.